Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Long time no see for some of you guys. Can you guys turn your camera please?
Yeah, I'm good. Just a bit busy lately with assignments. How about you guys?
Same here, quite hectic, but managing. It's been a while since we all met like this.
I see everyone is online and cameras are on. Before we begin, I would like to confirm, is everyone ready?
Amira not in the meeting yet.
Okay, let's give her a few minutes.
Hello, you can guys can hear me? I'm
Yeah.
sorry for keeping everyone waiting. I have a problem with my internet connections, but it's okay now.
It's okay, Mira. Alhamdulillah, first of all, thank you all for joining this meeting on time. I really appreciate everyone for attending today, especially since we all have the busy schedules. As you know, I am Nur HAZIQAH binti KAMARUZAMAN, 8209190, the newly appointed chairperson for today's meeting. So before we moving on, let's have a short introduction session first. Start with Anis.
I'm Nurin Adlina Anis binti Muhammad Faisal, number matric A208740.
My name is Nur Amira Natasya binti HAZIZI. My number matric is A208946.
Hello, my name is Mirza Nabila binti Nazif. My ID number is A208990.
Hello, my name is Mama Adi Alfian bin Muhammad WAZIR. My metric number is A210865.
Okay, our secretary Zuleika is unable to join us today. Unfortunately, she has a family emergency and she has to send her apologize. I hope all of us wish her well and I wish make sure she receive the minutes of this meeting. Now let's move to the first meeting agenda. Today, as a committee of the UKM Student Associations, we must decide on one destination for our upcoming cultural and heritage exploration trip abroad. And we also need to agree on when, how long, the budget, and the number of participants. I don't want to waste our time, so let's stay focused. I will now invite each of you to present our proposal briefly, and then we will discuss and decide together. May I start with Amira?
Okay, thank you, Azika. I will share my screen first. Okay, so everyone can see my share screen, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Alright,
Mira.
hi everyone. So I would like to present my suggestion for our cultural heritage trip, which is Japan. I choose Japan because it is one of the rich cultural heritage cities in Kyoto and Nara. Japan also has a unique combinations of a traditional and modern lifestyle. I'm really interested in trying traditional Japanese food, especially sushi, and I hope to learn how it's prepared. So for the trip details, I suggest we travel between March into April 2027, which is in a cherry blossom season. During this time, the weather is pleasant and the scenery is a very beautiful in the making for cultural exploration. I propose this duration of 8 days and 7 nights. So we have enough time to visit several places such as Tokyo, Kyoto, and Nara. The estimate budget is around 8,000 to 11,000 per person. But don't worry, it's include of our flight, accommodation, food, transport, and all the activities over there. So I know the cost is quite high, but I believe it is worth for the experience. However, this trip, I promise you will learning great experience, beautiful view, and a unique cultural environment. And don't worry, I will volunteer to test all the food first.
I see. Is your main reason choosing Japan because of sushi?
Nah, not only because of sushi, but I will lie, sushi is definitely one of the reason. Since we are already there to learn about culture, learning how to make sushi sound like a good cultural activity too.
Okay, thank you, Amira. That's a very detailed proposal. Now let's go on to Anis. Your turn, please.
Thank you, HAZIQAH. So, Assalamualaikum everyone. For me, I would like to suggest Morocco as our destination. I chose Morocco because it has a very rich cultural background influenced by Arab and Islamic traditions. I think it would be a good opportunity for students to experience a different culture and learn more about their lifestyle and history. One of the activities that I would recommend is visiting the Medina, which is the old city area. It is famous for traditional markets, local food, handmade craft, and historical buildings. I think these activities can give students a more authentic cultural experience because we can observe the daily life of the local community there. For the trip details, I suggest we go during the semester break in September 2026, so it will not affect our studies. I also propose 6 days and 5 nights because I think that duration is enough for us to visit several culture places without making the trip too tiring. For the budget, the estimate cost is around like 5,500 to 6,000 per student, including flights, accommodation, transportation, food, and also activities. Although the budget is a bit expensive, I believe the experience and cultural exposure would be worth it. Overall, I think Morocco is suitable destination because it offers a unique cultural environment and many educational experiences for students. I think that's all from me.
Anis, sounds interesting. But guys, what if I can't speak Arabic? Will I survive in Morocco?
Don't worry, Mira. Many tourists visit Morocco without speaking Arabic. We can use simple English, translation apps, or even hand gestures if needed.
An incredible proposal, I must say. Thank you so much, Anis. And next, Mirza, please go ahead.
All right. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present my proposal. I would like to propose South Korea for our trip because of its strong global influence through its culture and traditions, which are widely represented in K-dramas or K-pops that blend traditional and modern lifestyles. I believe this trip would be would provide a deeper understanding of belief of South Korea, as the country has a rich history and recognized by UNESCO for its historical heritage. So for the date, I would suggest in April 2027 too, as blossom season, cherry blossom season, and many cultural festivals are held during this period. And it's provide a good opportunity for outdoor learning through visits to heritage sites. The proposed trip duration is 5 days and 4 nights in Seoul and nearby areas. For estimated budget uh around RM 2,500 to RM 4,000 per person. That includes that includes transportation, accommodations, and entrance fee for certain places. However, the cost may be reduced by using public transport, such as subways and buses, applying for these students' discounts, and enjoying halal street food. Any additional expenses would depend on each student's financial ability. That's conclude my proposal. I would now like to pass the session to the next presenter.
Sorry, I missed the part about the budget. Can you please explain again how the trip can cost can be reduced?
The estimate budget per person is around RM 2,500 to RM 4,000, include transportation, accommodation, and entrance fee. You can refer more to the slide.
Okay, thank you, Mirza. By the way, Adib, don't fly away. So we still need you here. So now let me share my proposal first, then we hear from ADIB. I won't say it too long. So I have been looking into Italy, and the more I research it, the more I became convinced it's the right fit for this field trip. So beyond the obvious highlights, the Colosseum, Pompeii, Florence, what is genuinely stood out to me is how practical Italy is for us. And it's not just historically rich, it's also remarkably Muslim friendly. There are over 800 prayers rooms over across the country. And Sicily still holds Islamic heritage from the Arab Norman period. That means the trip is not only the occasional, but also inclusive for everyone, regardless of the background. So my proposed date are 24 to 30 May 2027, which aligns perfectly with our mid-semester break, so no academic disruption, and late May offers the pleasant weather around 18 to 26 degrees, ideal for walking tours with a few crowds than summers. So the plan is 7 days and 6 nights, so covering Rome, Florence, Venice, and Palermo. So estimated budget, which is RM 4,800 ringgit to 5,900 ringgit per person, including the flights, accommodation, food, local transport, and insurance. So I understand it's still a considerable amount, but for a week in Italy during spring with world-class heritage, rich cultural experience, and thoughtful planning, I had argued it a reasonable investment. And don't worry, I volunteered to test all the pasta first. That's my proposal. Thank you. And finally, I take your turn, please.
Okay, thank you. I would like to suggest Spain as our trip destination because I think it is very suitable place for cultural and heritage exploration trip. Spain is most famous for its historical cities, beautiful architecture, museum, and UNESCO World Heritage sites. Like cities like Madrid, Barcelona, and Seville each have their own unique culture and attraction. So we can learn a lot while also enjoying the experience. Besides that, we can experience different lifestyle, local food, art, traditions, which can help us gain more cultural exposure and knowledge outside the classroom. For the timeline, I suggest March or April 2027 because the weather during that period is more comfortable for traveling and there are usually fewer tourists. For the duration, I think around 8 to 10 days would be ideal because it gives us enough time to visit a few important cities without rushing the schedule. The estimate cost will be around 6 to 8,000 per student, including flight, accommodation, food, transportation, and activities. Even it is quite expensive, I think the experience and educational value we can gain from this trip will be worth it. Overall, I think Spain will be give us more memorable and meaningful experience trip. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to everyone. That was impressively efficient. So the second agenda is we need to decide one destination trip. So we here have a 5 destination, which is Japan, Morocco, South Korea, Italy, and Spain. Let's start narrowing down. Amira, what do you think is the biggest challenge for Japan?
Okay, honestly, for me, about the budget, it 18,000 into 11,000 is a genuine barrier for many students. I love Japan, but I can pretend that's not an issue.
I appreciate that, Kandra. Anis, what about the Morocco? Any concerns?
I accept that Morocco is more affordable, but I will flag two things, which is language barriers, French or Arabic versus English, and also internal transport logistics. Not a deal breakers, but they did require serious planning.
Sorry, but if I could jump in, South Korea solved both those problems. Excellent public transport, lots of signage, and the lowest budget so far.
I see your point, Miza, but 5 days is extremely short. Spain give you 8 to 10 days with 6 to 8,000. That's better value per day.
Let me add a perspective. Italy sits the right in the middle, which is RM 4.8K to 5,800 ringgit for 7 days, and is perfectly into our mid-semester break. And that's a strong logistical advantage.
I respect all this point, but let me share another perspective from me. Yes, Japan is expensive, but that's exactly why doing is an organized student trip could be a great idea. If we go as a group, we can get a group discount or we can book flight early at a lower price. And for me, students would probably spend much more if they are traveling alone to Japan. So this trip could actually be one of the most cost-effective way for students to experience in Japan.
That's actually a really good point. I hadn't thought about it that way. I guess traveling as a large group really does make Japan more realistic and affordable than people normally assume.
Amira, could you elaborate on that?
Okay, sure. A solo trip to Japan during cherry blossom season could easily cost 12, 12,000 until 15,000. But if we go as a group of 2,000 into 25 students, we can reduce costs through hostel style accommodation and group transport passes. So the range of 18,000 into 11,000 might actually be quite reasonable. Besides that, the educational value is also important. Japan is known for its discipline, which are exactly the kind of soft skill University UKM, University Kebangsaan Malaysia wants students to learn and develop these things.
I see what you're getting at, but South Korea offers similar cultural exposure at half the price. Why we need to pay double?
Sorry for interrupting, but I will share my point. For me, it's because Japan culture's depth is different. So soccer is wonderful, but Japan has 25 UNESCO set sites, which is centuries of preserved tradition and a level of craftsmanship, think tea ceremonies, kimono, calligraphy that you just don't even find elsewhere. And Amira's personal experience at Denso Malaysia shows that Japanese work culture is something Malaysian students can actually learn from and apply back home.
I have to admit that a compelling argument. Spain and Italy have European heritage, which is also valuable, but they don't have the same direct relevance to Malaysian students in terms of work ethics and Asian modernity.
I'm in two minds about this. Yes, Morocco is Muslim friendly and affordable, but for me, Japan offers something like truly unique. And honestly, how many chances will we have to go to the Japan as a student group? I mean, this might be a once in a lifetime opportunity.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Let me ask everyone this. If not now, when? We are students. After graduation, we'll have a job, bills, responsibility, and group travel become much harder. The association exists to create experience like this.
Yeah, you make a fair point. I still think South Korea is better value, but I can see why Japan has a special appeal.
Okay, let's also talk about the timing. Amira proposed March to April 2037 cherry blossom seasons. Yes, it's during the teaching weeks, but we can work with the faculty. A 5-day trip to Sakura also clashes with the teaching weeks, so there's not unique disadvantage. If we are going to miss classes anyway, shouldn't we miss them for something extraordinary?
I will concede that Italy had the advantage of perfect academic alignment, but Japan cultural payoff is higher in my opinion.
Okay, now we have 5 minutes left to conclude the discussion, so let's test consensus. I'm sensing that Japan, despite its high cost, is generating the most patient. So Amira, Anis, Mirza, and Adib, can we rank our preference quickly? Was everyone up top choices?
Of course, me, Japan is my number one.
I'm torn, but I'll say Japan because the uniqueness wins for me.
My head says South Korea, but my heart says Japan. I will go for Japan.
I think I will say Japan. If we are going to do a heritage trip, let's do the none of us will ever forget.
All right, that's unanimous then. So Japan it is. Let me formally confirm the parameters so we are all aligned. The destination is Japan. The dates is March to April 2037, and which is the exact dates to be confirmed based on the cherry blossom seasons. So the duration is 8 days, 7 nights, and the budget is RM 8,000 to 11,000 per person, and the participant capacity is 20 to 25 students. Does everyone agree?
Yes.
Yes, I'm agree.
Yes, really.
Okay, now let's address the elephant in the room, which is the budget. Since Japan is expensive, we need creative solutions. Amira, any ideas?
All right. First, we can apply for a small grant from the student affair department. Second, we can do fundraising, maybe a culture bazaar or a movie screening. And the last one, third, we can look for a sponsorship from Japanese company in Malaysia, like a Denso or a Panasonic company.
Excellent suggestions. Anis, can you lead the current application?
All right, I can handle that. I'll start drafting the application and update everyone before the deadline.
Okay, for Miza, will fundraising, and then Adib will do the sponsorship outreach. Amira, you will coordinate with me on the logistic and group discounts. So the deadline for initial proposal will be on next Friday. Acceptable?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, not
Okay, one last thing, number of participants, we say 20 to 25. But to make the budget work, we might need a minimum of 20. So let's start a sign up sheet immediately to gauge the interest.
Agree. I can create a Google form by tomorrow.
Perfect. So any other business, guys?
So
No.
far,
no.
no.
So far, no.
Okay, very well then. Thank you everyone. This was a genuinely productive session. I will circulate the minutes and action items by tomorrow. Thank you everyone for your time. I will see you all very soon. Meeting adjourned.
All right. Thank
All
you,
right,
Azika.
thank
Thank you,
you.
Hazika.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.